Hello, French drummers. My name is Thomas Lang. I present myself to you. I'm originally Austrian, born in Vienna. I'm 20 years old. And, see, got you there. Not quite. But anyways, it's true that I was born in Vienna. And I live in Los Angeles. I work in everywhere, really, all over the world. I play the drums. I studied drums a little bit in Vienna at the conservatory, and then started working internationally with a lot of pop and rock artists, and for many years, and recorded many albums and solo albums and albums with other people. And now I live in Los Angeles, and I make loud, heavy music with complicated drum parts. I started playing at the age of 5 because I saw a drummer on television, and I was impressed and intrigued and fascinated by the fact that he was the only person and the only musician in the band allowed to sit down. Everybody else had to stand up. You know, the guitarists, bass players, they were all standing up. He was the only musician sitting down. I thought he was cool. Obviously, he was special because he was allowed to sit on stage. I thought it was interesting. And also, he counted in the song, you know, and everybody looked at the drummer, and he was like, 1, 2, 3, and he played a cool, like, pickup fill, and it seems like he was in charge, and it seemed like he was the boss of the band. So it intrigued me, and then since I saw drums on television and it was on my radar, I went and saw a drummer, like literally the next day or a couple of days later, play live in this little town where I grew up in Austria. And I walked up to the bandstand, to the stage, and I walked right up to the drum set, and I was 4 at the time, so it was about yay tall, this tall. And the bass drum he had was probably a 24-inch bass drum, because I remember walking up to it and hugging it like that, you know, and holding on to the hoop and feeling the power and the volume, and I could feel the pressure of the air in my chest while he was playing, and I was like, that was it. At that moment, I was bitten by the drum bug and forever infected. So that's what happened. That's how I started playing. And after that experience, you know, that was so touching to me and so life-changing, you know, at the age of 4, I bugged my mother and I said, hey, you know, I want to play the drums. I want to play the drums. And she said, I know, and you want to become a astronaut and a captain and, you know, whatever. But eventually I bugged her long enough, and she bought me a drum, snare drum, and lessons. And that's how I started, at the age of 5. Yes, I took lessons with my first teacher for about 7 years. And he was a great teacher. He was very inspiring, very good, very traditional, very strict and authoritarian, but good. And I stuck with him for about 7 years. And then he recommended me to a better teacher who was more of a drum set player, because my first teacher was more classical drummer and percussionist. And then I was referred to more of a drum set teacher, and then another teacher, and I ended up at the Conservatory of Music in Vienna and studied drums there, and, you know, jazz and classical, and the Music Academy in Vienna. And after that, I took some more private lessons with people in the States. You know, I went to see Jim Chapin and, you know, Vinnie Colaiuta and you know, loads of people in Los Angeles, you know, Danny Gottlieb, people in New York also. And so I took some more technique lessons and tried to tweak and refine my technique. But by that time I was already working, you know, at the age of 18 or so I started working pretty busily right after school. So when I finished school, I was out touring, basically, and working, and working hard, working and practicing and every day.